Hello, everybody. Hi, welcome. I am Christy-Faith. We are live tonight. We are multi-streaming. Welcome, everybody. Come on into my live. Let's talk homeschooling, education, all the things. How is everybody doing? Come on in. Hi, I'm Christy-Faith. It's so good to see everybody tonight. We are here to talk all things education, homeschooling. If you're curious about homeschooling, if you've been homeschooling a while, both of you stay. And if you are a new mama, I want to encourage you tonight. I want to be able to give you virtual hugs and help you through this storming phase of being a brand new homeschooler and what it means and how hard it can be. Come on in, everybody. I'm so happy to see all of you tonight. We are streaming right now on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. Are we on YouTube? Yes. Allegedly. Are we struggling on YouTube?
No.
Okay. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. I am here with you for the next hour to talk all things homeschooling. Please, if you are here, I want to know who you are, how many kids you have. I want to know if you're a current homeschooler. And if you're not, are you considering it? And just give me all the things. Where are you from? What state are you in? I'm in Colorado here, and I just spent the weekend near Garden of the Gods down by the Springs. I don't live in Colorado Springs, but oh my goodness, it was just so stunningly beautiful. I had such a nice time. I actually wrapped up my manuscript and turned in the next phase of it. So hopefully all the big editing is done. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. This is Christy-Faith. I'm here to encourage you in your homeschooling journey. Even if you're not a homeschooler, please stick around. Ask the questions you need. I have read thousands of IEPs. I have pretty much seen it all. I've been in the education space for over 20 years. So please stick around and ask me any questions. Is your kid struggling in a particular area? Reading? Do you have an IEP and things just aren't working out for you? Or your kid, or you feel like your child's bright light is growing dim and you just don't really see a light at the end of the tunnel? There very well could be a light at the end of the tunnel through homeschooling. Although not everyone can homeschool and not everyone should, I think it's worthy to think about, even if you're like, who's this weirdo girl, and aren't homeschoolers all weird? I was you. I totally was you. And hi, everybody. Hi, Wanderlust. It's good. Kendra, did you see my response? I loved your post so much today in Thrive, Kendra. Oh my goodness. I almost Voxered you, but I had such a long to-do list. But I hope you saw my response to you in Thrive. Kendra was a teacher in the special ed system in the schools, which is one of the reasons why she homeschools. And she gave such an encouraging, long, thoughtful, intellectual post to the mamas in Thrive who are homeschooling kids who have special needs, just explaining what it actually looks like in the system. You think the system can provide things that you can't, and she kind of lifts the veil and says, no, like it's not really that great, and this is why you're probably not seeing progress. So I'm so appreciative of you, Kendra, and of you taking the time to share that and making that special place in Thrive to support all the mamas who are homeschooling kids who have special needs, whatever those may be. Just pinch me. My Thrive team is amazing. I don't know. I feel like I'm working with my besties, and I hope you guys feel that way too, because I am obsessed with you guys. I think I have the best team on the planet. So, and all of us are homeschool moms, and we are just working as much as we can. Good. Oh, she's saying, of course, I want all the mamas who have kids with special needs to be empowered to homeschool. Thank you. Yes, Kendra. Yeah, we have a question.
Okay, yeah, we got a bunch of folks on.
Okay.
We got Katie on TikTok. Katie, we're going to come back to you. And she's from Texas, 2 kids.
Okay,
First
Texas.
Year homeschooling. We've got
Katie, we'll get back to you soon in Texas. First year homeschooling. Kendra's in Texas too.
Kate Tahiti over on Instagram.
Okay.
Current homeschooler in Florida, 3 boys, in sixth and freshman.
All right. Cool. KT in Florida. Oh, good. You're homeschooling high school. I'm so proud of you.
Therese.
You're a rock star. You know, we have a special group in Thrive for homeschooling teens. Yeah, that's a really good group. It's a necessary group, isn't it? Homeschooling high school is a different animal, but such a precious thing if you feel so called, which I hope you do, because I think they're such important years to homeschool, and people think, you can't do that, you're not qualified, and that's just so not true. So yay, big hugs to you.
Yep.
Who else do we have?
We got Therese over in Illinois, one kiddo preschool preparing to homeschool.
Therese, oh good, preparing to homeschool. She has one kiddo in preschool.
Yep.
Oh, stick around. Yes, homeschooling preschool is so fun.
Mrs. B. Blessings. Hello, I'm Megan from Iowa, and I have two kiddos, 8 and 11. I do not currently homeschool, but really feel called to do so.
Oh, this is Megan?
Yeah.
You guys, can we give Megan huggies?
She's over on Insta.
Oh, Megan on Instagram. I'm so glad you're here. Hey, you have me right now. Ask your questions. You feel your heart is tugging at you to homeschool. And I know it's such a scary step. Have you grabbed my free How to Homeschool guide? And pre-order my book. Seriously. That book will, I don't want to brag about my own book, but it's the book I wish I had right at your stage that you are right now. So please pre-order my book. Yeah. I think it'll really encourage you. And in the meantime, you can join Thrive. Consider this your personal invitation so that we can hug on you, mentor you, care for you. We have office hours this week. What are our office hours, Kendra? The 1 o'clock one is it littles? Is it our preschool? And then the evening ones is all ages, I think. Yeah. The teens is coming. The teen one is not this week. Yeah. Okay,
we got Julie at Homeschooling in Michigan, second grade boy, preschool girl.
Hi, Julie in Michigan. Oh, awesome. Homeschooling too.
Heba, I have a question. How can I teach my future kids subjects if I'm not a teacher?
Yeah, you know what? You absolutely can because of all of our resources out there. So I want you to keep in mind that up until 150 years ago, no one questioned whether or not a mother was qualified to educate her children. And we have the most literate society on the face of the earth. It's only 150 years ago when teaching became a profession in Prussia, that's where it started, that it was now professionalized, and that helped with the mentality that somehow if you don't have that credential, you are not qualified to do it. Where this is a new mindset. This is a new, what we used to say in grad school, new zeitgeist. It's only 150 years old. When you actually look at what is an education, what are my goals for my kid, what do I want them prepared to be and do when they graduate, I bet those of you here tonight are not saying, I want my kid to know, to rattle off the things they know. I bet you would describe a person you want them to be with character traits that you hope they have. School doesn't do that. Schooling in our country does not do that. So to answer your question practically, that was kind of abstractly, practically, resources. We have world-class resources at our fingertips. Whether it is a scripted curriculum that you want or need, whether it is a self-paced video course or live online classes, there is literally not you have every resource you could possibly want or need in the homeschooling space, no doubt, and probably 20 of them are better than what your kid is getting in the system, even academically. So be encouraged by that and don't believe those lies and grab my book because I talk about all of this in my book. It's available for pre-order right now. I'm going to plug my book a lot because I just did a really heavy, so don't judge me. Don't say oh, Christy, she's just pushing her book. I literally read the whole freaking thing again this weekend and did a second round of editing. So everything you ask, I'm going to be like, that's in my book. Oh, that's in my book. It's in my book.
Second round of editing?
Don't. Yeah, you're right. Second round. I think what the file name was Revision 11.
Yeah. Katie says, okay, so Katie has a question.
And by the way, I'm plugging my book because it's going to help you. I did not write a crappy book. At least I hope I didn't. No. I wrote the book that you guys need, that I needed when I was first starting out. I've been at this a really long time. So
Katie says, I want my kids to get more in their interest. My son, 9, is only into video games. So what do I do? Yes, get him off video games, but what then?
Well, let's think about that for a second. He loves video games. I do believe in limiting the screen time. Doing that all the time is not the healthiest thing. But do ask yourself how I can use this. So when you're doing a writing assignment, for example, could it be about video games? There is something to homeschooling and having the freedom to lean into some of those interests. Not huge stretches. Some people try to let's turn this into a math thing that's not related to anything. So, okay. I don't know. I see all these diamonds and I don't know what they mean. But anyway, I'll let whoever's here can let me know. So her question is, leaning into the interests. So here's the thing about being interest-led, that a lot of people, this is the next level of being interest-led. Let me wipe my nose real quick. You do have to expose the kids to things that they would be interested in. So the way I lean into interest-led things in my own home is we kind of have a policy that we try things. We try. We go to a restaurant and I say, no one's ordering a burger tonight. We're going to order something we've never had, right? Or we just have that posture in our home that we are triers. We try new things. And so if you can start, that's the nugget that I think could be the game changer for a lot of you mamas listening tonight. The nugget is not here, I want you to be interested in this, or he's not interested in anything but video games. It's more about a posture of, let's be curious people and let's expose ourselves to new things. And I would model it first. You can, don't drive yourself crazy. When you go to a restaurant, you can start out by saying, I'm going to order something I've never had before. Don't make them do it, but you can do it. Just little baby steps to having that posture in your home that we try new things, we expose ourselves to new things. I'm laughing because the book club is making me read fantasy. And I should probably take my own advice. Little stubborn streak.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got...
Did I answer that?
I think so.
Okay.
So we have Ritu over on Instagram.
Hi.
I homeschool my 8-year-old. We're in North Carolina. He has fine motor issues.
Oh.
So instead of writing, we just type all our work. I have 3 questions.
Yes.
Is writing really important? Number 1.
Okay.
And we'll start with that one.
Okay, let's start with writing. So my answer is yes and no. For utilitarian purposes in the real world, he can type, right? However, I can't help my ears kind of perked up. I wonder if there's something going on. Has he had OT? Something going on with this. Have you looked at primitive reflexes? Have you talked to, not all OTs know about primitive reflexes. Would you email me? I'm going to email you back with a website. Someone who is a website that I want you to visit regarding that. I'm going to lead you to the person who would be able to give you a really good answer. So my answer is yes, I'm concerned. No, it's not necessarily necessary for vocationally in the real world, but messy handwriting and fine motor stuff, that is indicative and can be of other things going on. So we would want to make sure those are taken care of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ashley over on YouTube, current homeschooler, 2 kids, 6 and 9, homeschooled for 2 years and sent my kids to a charter last school year, and now homeschooling this year again.
Yay! Awesome! I love it! Welcome!
Ray loves piggies.
Masayo's here!
I I have a 7 and 3-year-old. I want to homeschool so bad, but I'm afraid I mentally won't be able to handle it. I get overwhelmed easily already.
Yes, girl. Raise your hand, or what can we do here? Heart if you have struggle with patience, getting overstimulated in your home. Listen, a lot of people have this myth that homeschool moms are somehow more patient or have it more together than the other moms. No, we don't. Half the time we're hot messes. It's really about being committed and being on the growth plan. So you can do homeschooling and not change at all and be totally miserable. But I don't think that's you. I think you're a girl who, I call everybody girl. Don't be offended by that. I call myself a girl, and I am in my mid-40s. But think of the opportunities for your own growth in yourself and in your mothering, and what that can do for your relationships with the opportunity to homeschool. So it presents challenges, yes, because we don't have a 7-hour break from our kids. We do have breaks. We can make boundaries and have those breaks. What's going on? Oh, okay. But, and I talk about this in my book. You're going to hear this all night because I literally just read my book over again. I talk about this in my book, like what an opportunity it is to grow. And if you are a person who really likes to become a better person every day and really try and not just say, if I don't believe in the static mindset. I always want to be a better person, and I'm sure you do too. So the payoff is incredible because I have been faced and forced to work on my mothering and my parenting. It has caused me to grow in ways that has only benefited my relationship and my connection with my kids. So that's something that's really encouraging. Kayla's here. Kayla, let's see, who else is here? Masael is here. Yes, we have another question?
Yeah, jumping back to Miss Blessings.
Okay.
Yes, I'm actually a teacher in public school and just see so many things we are unable to do to help our students, and my kids' needs are not being met.
Girl.
This makes me so sad.
Yep.
I would quit teaching if I could, but I still need an income.
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out what job I can do from home and still contribute financially to my family.
Yes, I totally get it. I absolutely get it. Yeah. When I make posts about being a former teacher or about what we saw in the schools, the amount of teachers that come in and say, you have no idea, oh my goodness, this is the thing, the system is not messed up because of teachers. Most teachers come into this profession because they care, but the system itself is designed to just stifle pretty much everybody. Including teachers.
Yeah. So
if you're on Instagram, that's a bright pink. It looks a little better on TikTok. But that's neon, girls, is it not?
Ruthie says, what's the best math curriculum for 4th to 7th grades?
The best math curriculum, there are a lot of options for you. Go to my free curriculum recommendations. It looks like this. This is the front page. This is the front page of it. It's free. It's free. And grab that. I have math recommendations in there.
Therese says, so how do fellow business owners manage working and homeschooling?
Well, the one thing I will say about being a business owner, because I have been almost all of my adult life, is that there is a freedom that we have other than meetings that we schedule. A lot of it, I mean, I don't know what your particular profession is as a business owner and if you do have some freedom, but I do. I can, like, if I have blocks where I schedule meetings where it's enough time where pretty much everyone that needs to meet with me can get a time they need. And then I have preserved time for my kids, for homeschooling them, that is completely protected. I leave my phone upstairs. I don't even look at it. So Although when you are a business owner at the same time, the responsibilities are really endless. So my challenge personally with being a business owner is just I've never had a day of work where I'm like, I'm done for today. That was great. Like, that doesn't exist in my anything. So that's been the challenge for me, is I have to like have strategies for actually turning my brain off, and so that I can be present with my kids. And it's an ongoing journey with me and my therapist. She's like, be in the moment. I'm like, what do you mean by that? She's like a broken record. I love you if you're watching. She's right, by the way. She's right. And I have grown, but I'm still a piece of work. I think I'm her hardest nut to crack because I am me. I'm a lot. Okay. And yes, I have a therapist. Who else has a therapist? Are you kidding? How could I do this job on social media with all these trolls without a therapist? It's a flex, man. The fact that
Brittany, reading fiction helps with that.
Oh!
Awesome, Brittany.
Brittany, you are in so much trouble right now. I might talk about you in my next therapy session, Brittany. I'm just kidding. You know, Brittany's not wrong. It's just my refusal is the little blockage here.
Kayla says,
when nonfiction that actually helps me help you is sitting there calling me across the room, and then Brittany wants me to read about stupid dragons.
Kayla says,
Kayla, you liked the book though, didn't you, Kayla?
Well, she said, my husband chimed in.
Hi, Kayla's husband, who has no name because we don't know.
He said the best math is the one that works best for you. He is listening.
Oh, that's great advice. What's your name? There should be a dad Zoom, I think. Brittany wants to join my therapy session. That would be hilarious.
Aaron. We got Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Okay, cool. So, yeah. All right. I've got 2 kids. One's 4 and one's 8. I want to homeschool, but I'm worried about teaching them together. How do I do this? Okay,
teaching kids together. Well, I say this a lot, and I mention it in my book, is that our superpower is teaching family together subjects. So in my house, we teach history all together. We teach science all together. Literature is all together. And you can do subjects together while still having each child work at their developmental level. So you can read, and a very simple example of how this is executed is you read aloud, and you read for a half an hour, and your little one is just drawing a picture of what she saw. And maybe your middle one gives you an oral narration of it, and your oldest one is doing a book report for the whole chapter or doing research on some sort of a historical context within that book. You can do family together subjects, and each kid can still be stimulated at their own grade level. It's absolutely possible. Glimmers of that are in my unit studies that I offer in Thrive. We always try to make sure with our unit studies that we put out every once in a while. We have a big one. You know, I'm obsessed with Christmas. So we made sure to plan for the big one to be the Christmas one, and we're not even releasing it in December. We're releasing it in November for December. Yes. And it's going to be amazing. But we make sure that it checks all the boxes with all the age levels. You can do this with your littles, this with your middles, this with your olders. Welcome everybody into my live. I want to know how long you have been homeschooling. Are you on the fence? I want to answer any hang-ups, hesitations that you have. If this is your first year homeschooling, will you make yourself known so that we can give you some love and encouragement? Because this is a really hard time at the beginning because you're just so insecure. If you are feeling lonely, like you haven't found your people, consider joining our very precious, special community. We have office hours coming up this Wednesday, in fact, where you will Zoom with me and the other mentors in the community. It's really, truly a special place. You can go to my socials, my link tree, to find out all the information about what Thrive Homeschool Community is. But like, I can't even tell you what goes on in Thrive in terms of DMs and me connecting this mama with this person and this and that and the other, getting this kid reading help, figuring out a curriculum for this other kid. It's just like a way to have that mommy mentor that has done this path already and has a piece about this process to help you with your decisions. And you know what? Kids are real, and kids have problems, and we have problems. And so we also need really good non-judgy community. It's non-sectarian. It's not religious. Although a lot of us have a faith. I have a faith myself, but we are a place where we find so much common ground in just wanting the best for our kids. So you can come and be exactly who you are and be loved for the homeschool that you want to create. You're not going to be told, in my community, you're not going to be told what kind of homeschooler to be. You're not going to have to fit into some mold where, like, if you want to be in our co-op, you got to do this and use this curriculum. That's not who we are. We're about finding what is the right thing for you. Okay, questions?
Liz,
and tell me where you're from, you guys. I want to hear where you're from, how many kids you have.
Liz, second year homeschooling. Jennifer, first year.
Yay!
Melanie, been doing it 3 years.
Melanie, 3 years. Awesome.
Somebody's asking thoughts on an 18-month having school separation anxiety at school.
18-month-old?
Yeah.
Oh, that's typical. Yeah.
Hollendorf, first year full-timer, struggling to maintain a routine.
Yes. Yes. I would love to see you and talk about this in office hours, to ask you questions to get at the bottom of it. And I would love to know the age of your kids. We can do this right now as far as we can get in terms of struggling for that routine. Something, and you know, I will say every year my homeschool, I always have a routine, but it does look different every year based on my kids' age and grade. A very simple example of this is when all of my kids were little, loop scheduling was a charm. It worked really well. Now that I have my oldest in some live classes, those are scheduled by day of the week, he can't be on a loop schedule anymore. My littler ones can. So and then having him seamlessly fit into when we are doing family together stuff looks a lot different. So what your schedule and routine looks like varies from year to year. So don't think like, oh, I got this thing nailed and then it's going to be like this till they're 18. It doesn't work like that. But yes, I would love to hear more about what your routine is and how we can help you. Do you want to hear my routine right now? How we wake up and what we do all the way up until lunch? Happy to share that.
Stephanie says, I have not started yet. My husband is not in favor yet.
Okay. Good. You guys, I'm so sick of saying it. I have a whole section in my book on if you have a spouse that is not on board. And I will give you a couple because I can't go into all of them because it goes into a lot of detail. But the first thing that I will say, if you have a spouse that is not on board or is not on the fence or is not totally convinced about homeschooling, the first thing you need to realize is that homeschooling is not a forever decision. It can be a year-by-year decision. And that kind of takes some of the pressure off, where you can say, look, honey, this is something I really want to do, and I think I can do it really well. And I know we can have this community, and I can have this support, and I just think the kids will be a lot happier. And I know I can still prepare them for real life or for college or whatever. You can actually prepare them better. So there are statistics that show that. But let's try it for a year. Let's try it. If we all don't, what if we don't like it? I'm open to not liking it myself. What if our kids hate it? We can put the kids back in school. So that's one thing. That's one piece of advice. The other thing is make sure that you are honoring your spouse and listening to your spouse. This is a decision that really does need to be both of you. It's a big decision for your family, and it is a big lifestyle change. So even if your husband only agrees to a year, you at least need to be in agreement on that year. Okay, so that's just really important, and you want to maintain your healthy relationship with your spouse. Another great thing to do is to invite homeschoolers over and have your husband be able to ask these people questions. This happened with a friend of mine who I met in a class, one of the kids' classes, and her husband, when she was homeschooling preschool and her husband agreed to preschool, when her child got to kindergarten, her husband was like, no, this is not going to work. For all the myths that are common, they'll end up weird, they won't be prepared for college, yada, yada, yada. So she boldly said, can we come over? Can we come over to your house? And I think she wanted to come over partially so that he could see what homeschooling looks like in a home, which don't look right now. This looks like we've been robbed. What's going on in this office right now? Yeah, so it looked a lot better than it does right now when he came over. And he just organically asked us questions. And she didn't manipulate him. It just naturally came up in conversation, and it was really great. And they did end up homeschooling. So, yeah, those are two little pieces of nuggets.
There's a lot.
And I think I have it's at least 15 a little plan in my book about it. 15 bullet points. Hopefully I didn't cut.
Many people want to hear your routine.
Oh, you want to hear my routine? Okay. All right. My kids are morning people, and I am not. Although I try to be. But my biggest tip is, who made my coffee today? Did you?
The boy.
He did. I love it when my junior high son makes my coffee. So our routine right now is our oldest, he likes to knock out math. He likes to, what do they call it? Eat the toad, eat the frog. What is that term? Isn't there a term?
I think it's eat the frog.
Swallow the toad? I don't know. I don't know! There is a term. Can someone tell me what the term is?
Oh my goodness.
It's in a very popular business book that I haven't read. So, yes, Kayla, bite the bullet. That's like the 90s version.
There's a frog involved, though.
There is a frog involved, or a toad.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, my son likes to get math over with. Boom, done. He wakes up pretty early. He gets his math over with. And then my girls wake up. We do wake up to alarms. You don't need to do this in your home, but because I work full time and I have working hours in the afternoon, we have to be done by a certain time. I actually have appointments with my kids because of our lifestyle. So you don't have to set alarms. We do. So we have and alarms work really well. We even have checkpoints in the day where your after lunch chores need to be done by this time, because I don't like living in, they'll lollygag, they'll be running all around, going outside, and their after lunch chores won't be done. And I get stressed out because the house looks like a total disaster and they haven't finished their school and yada, yada, yada. So we do have times of the day, but we also have routines. So let me explain. We have the alarm go off. The girls need to be downstairs doing their memory work by, I think, 7:15. And we can hear it if it's going on. Because I'm not a morning person, I kind of put in the beginning of the day things my kids don't need me for. And so memory work is one of them, because it's a Roku app where they sing songs to the memory work and they learn their little Latin chants and their little memory, skip counting and things like that. And then if they finish that early, they can knock out other subjects. We do copy work. They don't need me for that. They can knock out their copy work. They can knock out a couple other things depending on the day, what spelling needs to happen on that day. They can do it by themselves. The day that I say the word and they have to write it, of course they need me for that. But they knock out what they need to, and then we have breakfast. And then we have breakfast cleanup. So what happened so far before breakfast is my kids finished between 1 and 2 subjects, basically, each kid. Then we have breakfast, a really nice breakfast. I don't like to rush my kids with the eating, and I like to sit down and have time with them. So we have breakfast, and then we have breakfast cleanup. breakfast cleanup needs to be done by 9:10. 9:10. And everyone needs to be sitting on the couch by 9:15, ready for their morning time. This is my family. This doesn't need to be your family. But there's a lot of, there can be conversations and leisure in that eating and cleanup time. It's a significant amount of time. So, and then we do our morning time, which is all of our family together subjects. Reading out loud. We do a devotional. We also, sometimes it's group therapy if we're struggling with someone else. It's so funny when I don't know about you guys if you have kids like this, but it's like, what are we just struggling with lately? And then when it's, comes around to a certain kid and it's like, I struggle when my sister does this, right? It's just funny. Oh, human nature. We all like to not look within ourselves, blame other people. But that's why we do it, though. That's why we do it, because we want our kids to grow and be able to ask for forgiveness and apologize for things. And the way you do that is to do it, is to have the space and the time to do that. So we have our read aloud, we do our whole morning time thing. I should do a TikTok on what our morning time entails. And we had our Thrive workshop. You guys know what morning time I use. I use Julie Ross's morning time and other things. I do that with other things. We end our morning time around 10:30, 10:40. And then what we do is we go into our grade leveled subjects. That's when I start rotating myself between the kids. So one of my kids works on her kind of more independent stuff while I'm working with one of the twins and the other twin. The twins do 2 subjects together. They do math and writing together. Anyway, and so after morning time is when we kind of hammer out those grade level specific subjects that they're in. And then they end their day with what's left. We do, and I do hope you guys are doing this as well, your math curriculum, but also a separate time of the day. We do it in the afternoons of trying to remember the math facts, getting automaticity with the math facts. So we have a computer program that's like an app on their iPads, and it tracks them and with their math facts. That in the afternoon is when they do their piano practice and other things that they don't need me for. By that time, I'm working, and then they have to have their school done by a certain time, and either me or Scott checks it. And if it is done, then they're free to do what they want to do. Now, keep in mind, we do have checklists, but they're not our slave. The checklist is not our slave. There are many days where we're like, you know what? That was a really good conversation. That took a long time. Let's not do the spelling today, or let's not do this, or let's not do that. We can cut out the math facts because I'd rather spend time on this. We're not slaves to our checklist. So that was in that I kept it very simple. Like one of my kids goes to an enrichment day once a week. What do we do when we have field trips, yada, yada. But that's like the basic version of what our particular schedule looks like. This is for me. This is partially because I need homeschool done by a certain time of the day because I have to get a work block in before that 3 p.m. in the car driving your kid to all the stuff. So I got to have that couple hours, and I got to be done with the teaching by that time. That's me. So how I do it is not necessarily the right way for you.
Yasmin says,
was that helpful?
Okay. Yes, people are liking this.
Okay.
Yeah, Yasmin says, first year was lonely, but this year we are thriving. Oh. You helped me take that leap when I had so many doubts in my capabilities of teaching my children. Oh my goodness, so sweet. I think there's is this Yasmina? I don't know if it's... Is it Yasmin or Yasmina? I think we have a Yasmina in Thrive, I think. Are you in Thrive? Melissa, hi Melissa. This year I'm using Time for Math Facts, but I also like
primary prep company. They're very different programs. We've been in primary prep company for 7 years, and we just needed to mix it up.
Montana's. My daughter might come home to be homeschooled due to bullying, but she says she will miss all her friends. I'm so conflicted.
Okay.
Any way to navigate this?
Yes.
I know she would be better at homeschooling.
Yes, of course. So, okay, first off, let's establish the truth. We're going to say the quiet part out loud. Bullying is trauma, and it's not lowercase t, it's uppercase T. So, she needs to recover. She needs to be pulled from that environment and to recover. She might even need some help. She might even need some therapy to process through what has been going on to her. Like, seriously, people discount it because it's so typical. Bullying is so typical. We view it as like, well, what are we going to do? It just happens. And because it's so prevalent, we accept it, and it should not be accepted. My heart is breaking. Here's why she's worried about losing her friends. She doesn't know the other side yet. She hasn't met her new friends yet. They are there. Her new friends are waiting for her. But little kids in general, they don't know what homeschooling's like. They can't picture it. We have such a clearer picture. And even though you might not know exactly what it's going to look like, you have a lot more information than she does. You know there's co-ops and classes and this and that and the other for her. And even if you tell her that, her only frame of reference is schooling in a traditional sense. So it's really, really hard. So there's a lot of things that you can do, but also what I do want you to say to her, and she's 8?
We don't know.
Okay. Is, look, I know this is scary, but I am not going to abandon you. I'm not going to make you do something you hate. We are in this together. I am committed to making sure you have friends. And yeah, we might be making new friends, but you know what? We have control over those friends, more control. And we can make sure that we're picking really great friends for you, and that you can learn how to be a great friend as well. And your relationships can be so much more rich because of homeschooling. Just let her know that there could be a little period where you guys are finding your footing, and that's okay. That's to be expected. But make sure she knows she has you, that she can trust you, that you do want to make sure she has great friends. And homeschooling doesn't mean you don't have friends. In fact, the studies show homeschooling shows that you actually have better, richer, healthier relationships when you homeschool. Because schooling is not socialization. Schooling is forced association. And those two things are very different and should not be confused.
Okay, so Ashley, I want you to hear this.
Ashley!
She pulled her kids last week.
Ashley! Wait, let's give her a hug. She pulled her kids last week.
Couldn't stand any more of the bullying.
Can I heart?
And school not helping.
Okay, oh, yeah.
And then Glenda Liz jumps in here
Glenda.
and says, I just started homeschooling 4 weeks ago. Your information has been so helpful.
Good.
And she says, my daughters were afraid that they would miss their friends, but I chose to do it anyway.
Yes.
Now they're less stressed, and the relationship between them, the two sisters, is better.
Yes. It absolutely is better, and they have that connection, and friends will come. You will find your friends. You absolutely will. And the other thing, too, is, I am personally inviting you to Thrive because I just want to help you de-school. I want to de-school with you and lead you in the process. I want you to take my Finding Your Why workshop, and then I want you to take a workshop after that, and they'll cost a lot of money if you just buy them on my website, but if you join Thrive, you get them all, and I can tell you the process of what I want you to do. But yes, absolutely, you are right. And here's the thing. Don't think that you need to provide groups and groups of crowds of children that you see every single day. That's not healthy socialization. It's not. You don't need gobs and gobs of friends to have truly rich, healthy friendships. So seeing people and having events twice a week, 3 times a week is absolutely enough. And then you can focus on your family and your connection and those types of things together. So, and really homeschooling is the only educational choice that actually provides us with that time that we need to foster those connections with our own family and curate the family life that we want. And then also have the time to pursue our kids having healthy friendships. I don't know a single homeschool mom who doesn't want her kid to have friends. Like, of course we want our kids to have friends. But homeschooling friendships look a lot different. We don't see our friends every single day. I don't see my friends every single day. Do you? I mean, some people might. But even my sister, who's my best friend, we don't see each other every day. We don't have to. But I want to encourage these new mamas. We have office hours on Wednesday too. So you know what I wanted to do tonight?
Nope.
I forgot to tell you because you were on your bike ride. I was like, I want to offer a discount for joining Thrive if you were on my live. But you would have had to put together a coupon code.
I mean, whoever joins tonight, we could just do something.
Should we have them email? I feel like there's a lot of mamas who could.
Yeah.
Should they email and then you can make a code?
Yeah, email if they want.
Okay. If you want to join Thrive, email with the hello@christy-faith.com. And then tonight, Scott will make, if you're on this live right now and you need more support, sorry, we're just throwing this together right now. Sorry. Email us and we'll reply with a code for a discount for joining Thrive if you were on the live. So do that. hello@christy-faith.com. Someone can write it in the comments.
Christy-Faith.
Oh, yeah. Christy-Faith. But I was driving the girls to theater, and I was like...
Link in your bio.
Oh, thank you. There's a link in my...
There is.
Yes. There's a link in my bio that says email Christy.
It does, yeah.
Okay. Who put that there? You did. He's so great, you guys. He really does run this show, I will say.
Geez.
And he's handsome.
Earth Mama thinks we're freaking adorable.
Oh my goodness. Well, I think Earth Mama's freaking adorable. But anyway, the story is I was driving the girls to their theater thing tonight, and they were giggling in the back. And I was like driving and overstimulated. And I was like, I'm not going to tell them to be quiet. They're having fun. I'm not going to tell them. How many people are in this position? Like, I just want my kids to be more quiet. But they're not misbehaving. Like, they're having a blast. So this is where I was this afternoon. Just full disclosure. But I was like, oh, I got to get back because I got to eat dinner and get ready for the live tonight. And I was like, we haven't done a coupon code forever for people on the live. So we are throwing it together last minute. Email me if you want to join Thrive, and we'll reply with a coupon code so you get a coupon code to join. And if you want to know what Thrive is, you can ask me right now. I'm here. I'm still here. Just check the clock. And there's a lot of mamas in Thrive who are on this live. Yes.
Stacey,
Purple switch. Jen is here.
Stacy over on Instagram says, what's that email again?
hello@christy-faith.com.
Dash, not underscore.
Dash, not underscore. I'm repeating him and you can hear him, can't you? That's dumb for me to repeat. You guys can hear everything he says, right? Okay.
Oh, Stacy, my relationship with my children has exploded because I trusted you and what you have been able to do with your community. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Oh my goodness. Brittany! Wait, Stacy! Is that... which Stacy is that?
Tosney?
Really? Oh my goodness. Can you like quote that and email that to me? That is like the sweetest thing on a hard day. I want to read that. No, I'm serious. If you guys want to say something nice to me... That sounded weird. Stacy, would you email that to me?
Angel. Yes, Christy, what is Thrive?
Angel. Okay. I'm just feeling really appreciative. Angel, Thrive is my online community. You can go to the link in my bio. We have workshops every month. We had one last week that was phenomenal. We had a pretty well-known speaker come in to talk about morning time. I'm teaching next month. I'm teaching on socialization, and I'm coming in hot with it. I'm super excited. And so we have really great speakers every single month. We have December's parenting. Yes. In the spring, we're having self-care stuff. It's just going to be, the lineup is great. So we do that once a month. That alone is worth your membership, just the talk that we have. And we have office hours, and we split up our office hours between age groups. So we have office hours for littles. That's for preschool to second grade. We have office hours for elementary age. That is, elementary age. We have office hours for teens. And then we also have nighttime office hours because a lot of us work and we can't do daytime office hours. And so we have nighttime Zooms as well where you can submit your questions and we answer them. I have Marnie. I don't think Marnie has TikTok actually. Marnie is a certified parenting coach with Connected Families. She's in there, and so is Denise, who she homeschooled all of her kids and they are grown. So it's not just me, it's other women with me that we are mentoring you. You can DM us for specific advice, like ladies in here that I see right here on this live that we were DMing today and problem solving together. And it's a total treat and delight. And we also have a really great supportive community. You can post the cool things that you find, and it's just a really non-judgy, sweet place. Unlike any other place I've known for homeschool mom support. It's not a curriculum. And then we also once a month give you a deliverable. So Christmas time is coming up and we're going to be doing a beautiful long book study for a Christmas book to do in your reading aloud time with your kids with lots of great activities. I was just in meetings today regarding all of that to make sure it is so rich for you guys for December. That is the deliverable that's dropping November so that you have it before the Christmas season starts. And there's a lot more to Thrive, but those are kind of the highlights. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Kimberly, you're so sweet. Kimberly, can you email that to me? You guys, I'm not kidding. If you say something nice, like who just said nice things, could you email that to me? Like just copy paste it and email it to me?
Hardy Air says, I'm going to homeschool when my
I love you guys.
one-year-old...
Wait, I'm not listening to you. I'm just... Go ahead, repeat that.
I'm going to homeschool when my 1-year-old gets older.
Okay.
And
yeah.
Somebody else asked, when is your book out?
My book is on pre-sale now. And we have approval to give little excerpts of the book now. So we just finalized the table of contents. And I'm really excited about the book. It is going to give you freedom. It's going to give you encouragement, confidence in your homeschooling choice. It's going to give you answers when people ask you questions that are hard to answer. It's going to give you those answers for you. It's going to give you things to chew on, to think about, to challenge you, and to just lift you up. Brittany, are you still here? Yes, my book is on pre-sale. But Brittany, are you still here?
Brittany's here.
What chapter did you read where you said, heck yeah? What chapter was that? Was that chapter 2?
I think it was 2.
Okay. It was chapter 2. Anyway, yeah. So, no. Yeah.
Emily Rick's violin. Anyone on the fence, totally join Thrive. It is so helpful.
Oh my goodness. Can you email that to me? Brittany, are you capturing these? I'm serious. You guys are so sweet about my community, and that's my heart. I truly, truly love you. That community is my why. That's why I make all these stupid TikToks. It's so that I can equip you guys
Nat Steed asks a great question. What is the book called? I don't think you mentioned the title.
I haven't mentioned the title. Should I go through a class like on how to
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Nat.
My book is Homeschool Rising, Shattering Myths, Finding Courage, and Opting Out of the School System. That is the title of my book. Someone can write it in there. And I see you guys are so sweet about Thrive. We're going to be doing I have a meeting with, this is like, I don't care. I'll tell you guys everything. I have a meeting with my publisher Wednesday. And I am like, what can you do I'm going to ask them, what can you do for Thrive? What can you do for Thrive? What can we do to make it special for my mamas? I'm going to push and push and push. Yes. Okay. The audio version of my book. So here's the thing about audio versions that I did not know. Your book has to reach a certain level of success before a publisher is willing to put it on audio. So I hope it is. I hope it is successful that it gets put on audio. That'd be very cool. I would love that.
Somebody wants into Thrive. How do I get in?
Okay. Oh, yeah. If you want to get into Thrive, email us at hello@christy-faith.com because we just decided 5 minutes ago that we want to give anyone on this live a discount for getting in. So don't go and get in right this second. Email us first so that we can give you a discount. Link in the bio. It says email Christy. Click that. And that will go to hello@christy-faith.com. So you don't have to memorize the hello@christy-faith.com. You can go to the link in my bio, click on email Christy, and say, give me that coupon code to get into Thrive. And we'll give it to you. Like tonight or tomorrow morning. Tonight. I always do this with Scott. Stay up till midnight making a coupon code, babe.
Kendra and Purple Switch are wondering how Brittany got the book.
Oh. Do you guys want?
Oh, Kate just pre-ordered your book.
Kate! Are you kidding? That's so cool. That's so awesome.
We gotta go pretty soon. Okay, Ashley has been saying, how do you deal with family members who clearly don't approve of homeschooling, almost like fear-mongering?
I know it.
One specific person told me that her doctor could report us to CPS. Light the fire.
Okay. Christy, breathe. Okay. I go into this in my book. I actually do. So there's that. But she's right. Your pediatrician can do that. She can do that. Anyone can report anyone to CPS, quite frankly. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. It doesn't mean that it will happen, right? And if you're going to a pediatrician that doesn't support homeschooling, you need to change pediatricians because that pediatrician is not up on empirical evidence that homeschoolers outperform traditionally schooled kids emotionally, psychologically, socially, and academically. And when you're leaving that pediatrician's office, you can take my book and say, and you need to read this. Because I actually did partially write the book for professionals, child psychologists, all the therapists that work with kids, pediatricians. The book is also written for them because they are grossly uninformed about homeschooling statistics. When you have unsupportive friends or family, it's different than having an unsupportive spouse. So I separate those two things. But when you have unsupportive friends and family, something really important to do is this person a narcissist? Like, are they, no matter what you do, will they not change their mind? They're just going to think you're ruining your kids and you're selfish and you're this or that or the other, and your kid won't be socialized, and how are they going to toughen up, and just you name it. Those are people that you just set boundaries with. You're not going to change them. Then there's people in the other camp, and I think my in-laws were in this camp when we first started, where they knew we loved our kids. They understood why the system isn't great, but they also didn't really know. They asked all those questions that everyone asks. Well, how are they gonna be socialized, and this and that and the other? But they truly meant well. They truly also wanted what was best for our kids, and they were willing to learn. And now, oh my goodness, they are like our biggest cheerleaders. And plus, they love it that we can travel and visit them whenever we want. So they love that too. We don't have to wait till spring break or summer or anything. By the way, we need to go.
Yeah.
Are they in town?
No.
They're not? Of course they're not. They're cruisers. Do any of you have family members? Are you guys cruisers? Thrive Cruise. Although I think, right? Thrive Cruise.
We could.
Anyway.
Maybe a destination.
Yeah. Beach House? Thrive Retreat Beach House. Jen and I were talking about this today, because I was just on a retreat this weekend. Am I not answering the question anymore?
I don't even know what the question is.
Unsupportive friends and family.
That's CPS. Yeah.
And CPS, yeah. So those are the family members that are supportive and want what's best for your kids. Those are the people that you hand my book and you get me to give them a signed copy, and I'll do it. And, hey, they're on the fence. Will you give them a signed copy? And I'll write them at least until I'm able, as long as I am able to, I will write a really lovely note. Your daughter-in-law tells me that you love your grandchildren so very much and want what's best for them, and she feels that the information in this book will help you. Man, I hope I get to write notes like that. I hope I don't. I hope I will always have the space for that. So, yeah. But with the person who truly, what you're describing is a narcissist, honestly. And those people are very dangerous. And those are people that you set boundaries with. And if they're bad enough, this is not my advice for you. I am not a therapist. But if the narcissist is this dangerous, then they are people that you set very strong boundaries with. So that's as far as I'll go with that, because I'm not a therapist, but I do have experience with having to break off relationships with narcissists in my life. So, okay.
Okay. I gotta get the girls.
We have to get the girls. Okay. Anybody else?
Where do I find that email again? Somebody asks. In your bio.
In my bio. Sorry, I was reading the comments and smiling. Yes, thank you, Brittany. She always comes through. Oh, this was fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
Now I just want to hang out and not talk about homeschooling. What did you guys cook for dinner? If you want a discount, we just decided 10 minutes ago that if you're on this live and you need homeschool support, we're going to just make a discount to join tonight, and email me at the link in my bio. If you scroll, I think at the bottom it says email Christy. So, and we will reply back with a coupon code. So don't go buy Thrive right now. We want to give you some money off. And I will see when you join. I'll see you Wednesday for office hours for sure. My book is up for pre-sale. If that's the level of commitment you're ready for, I'm ready for that too.
What's the name
And
of
you
the
can
book?
get to know me in the book, because it's very much my book. What's the name of the book?
The title of the book here.
The title. Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Homeschool Rising. That's also in my bio, in the link in my bio. So, no carb chicken parm. You're so good, Kendra, with cooking healthy. Beef tips and mashed potatoes. Who did that?
Brit.
I need some training on beef tips. Orange chicken, Kayla. Kayla, I forget where you live. Why do I always think you're near me? Did you know I was at Glen Eyrie this weekend? Who's in Colorado? I was in the Springs. Mark Homeschool Rising on Goodreads. as one. Oh, Brittany, that's such a good idea. To mark Homeschool Rising on Goodreads as a want to read. Will it spread when you do that? Oh my goodness. If you wrote something nice about me or Thrive in tonight's live, will you email that little blurb, please? Because truly, those come and go and I forget them and I have hard days. There's mean people. There's people that are mean to me. And let me tell you, there's people in the homeschool space that are things need to change in some ways. Spaghetti? Yes, and you pack it full of veggies. Oh, I love that. Yes. Okay, where are you, Kayla? Because I was at Glen Eyrie. I was at Garden of the Gods. Could we have done lunch? I'm curious. That kills me if we could have done lunch. Okay. So, can you tell how dry my hands are? They kind of don't look dry in the thing.
Ashley says, thank you so much for responding. I knew what she was saying was ridiculous, but sometimes people can put a little self-doubt in there.
I know, girl. Okay, we do have to go get our triplets. We don't actually have triplets. We have twins and then another one, but they're so close together. We just say triplets. I love you guys. Please do the things. Do the things we talked about. And I love you so, so much. Truly. It is pinch me that I get to be someone who encourages mamas to take back the hearts and minds of their kids. Like, I'm brought to tears on a regular basis because of what I get to do for you. So thank you for allowing me this time tonight and for allowing me into your lives and allowing me to encourage you and opening your hearts. So I love you guys so much. Okay.